Day 1 of how to get your business growing using operations, and this one sounds easier said than done, but draw out your current processes. If you haven't done that ever, start with the most important ones and make it very simple, make it very high level, because this could take you months. If you're a big business and you've got a lot of moving parts, a complicated product or procedure or whatever, just do the high level ones and just say, okay, this is our process, how can this be improved? So once you've drawn it out on a whiteboard or on paper or on any kind of program, show the team and let's say, right, okay, everyone go away and think, how can this be improved? So the first one, draw the processes out, make it super simple, make it easy to read, and just go from there. Day 2. So now we have our processes drawn, whatever state they're in, even if it's like 5 boxes on a piece of paper, just draw them out as a flow, ideally going down. Going across is a bit annoying, but draw them going down. You've got those boxes, and now you can have a look at those and you can get your team's opinions and go, okay, which ones do we need to do, which ones don't we need to do in terms of processes? So do we need this box? Do we need to do this step? Is it meaningful? Do we have to do it? Or is there a better way we can do it? Can we automate that step? Can we take that away and give that to somebody else? Define the roles and responsibilities for those processes as well. If there's loads of processes you've written down and you said, okay, we need to evaluate all of these, we have a process improvement tracker which we can send you as well. So drop that into the DMs if you need that. That will basically ask you to list your processes, tell us how kind of complex they are, how well defined they are, how important they are, and give you a priority score. So your most important ones are right at the top. Start with those. Start to optimize those ones and start to get everybody's opinion on those and see how well your business will flow after that. Day 3. So we have our processes drawn out that we do in the business. We've had a look at those and gone, right, we can fix some of these up and make them flow way better. How are we going to do that? So day 3, we look at what tools we could use and implement into the business. We haven't done that at the start. We haven't gone, right, I think this tool could work, and then retrofit the processes. We've looked at the ideal processes that we have in the business already, and now we're going to go and find some tools that will fit those processes and fit our people. That's how we do it at Optics. We always try and think people and process first, and then we'll go and find the tools that work best for us. There's probably not going to be a tool out there at the minute that's going to fix all of your problems. It might fix 80%, which is fine. We just bolt on and add another tool using their integrations they already have, or use Zapier. So we can kind of go out and find these tools, and then we can facilitate making these processes way better using tools. Why do we do this? Tools will usually make your life way easier. They'll be able to automate, and you'll get more stats, data, KPIs, therefore, to be able to continue to optimize with that continuous improvement of your processes. We are growing pretty quick right now with our processes and procedures. We're on day 4. Day 4. So now we have processes drawn out. We have them being optimized, or an idea of how they can be optimized. We have the tools that we're going to implement, so we can start to optimize them. And now on day 4, we look at how the tools can help elsewhere. And these are the unrealized things that we didn't know that we needed these tools for, but now we've got them in place. We're like, wow, they can help do all of these different things within the business. We usually say use the same ERP, enterprise resource planning, across the business, so everybody's in the same ecosystem and there's no silos in terms of tools. A little bit difficult when it comes to things like finance, because you don't want everybody using Xero or Sage or having access to it, but the main ones like your project management tools, your knowledge bases, your document storage, all of those you want to have consistent across the whole business. But what you'll probably find is there's things that these tools can now facilitate that you weren't doing before, which adds more process and therefore more growth and more scale, because you're able to do more things with the tools you've got at your disposal now. All of this being said, you may have had these tools before, now you're just having to look at how you can use them better. Again, something we can do with you, something we do in our Fits and Flow processes as well. We go through and we go, right, you've got all these tools, but you can be using them way better like this. So yeah, figure out how these tools can help you with more stuff in your business. Day 5, so this has been a pretty good week. We're now at Friday, and what we've got is all of our processes drawn out within your business, if you follow along. You've got ways to optimize those processes, and we've had a look at those using what tools we can use, and then with those tools we've also seen how we can expand what we're doing with those tools within all of the business. And so at this point we should be really ticking along with this week of improving our business and growing how we do things using operations. Now it's time to measure. What impact has that had? How are we doing? So if you weren't before, you can time track. And so operations, the biggest way we can look at how we're making a big difference is, are we saving you time? Is there admin that you were doing before through a process which you realise actually this process where we're just sitting and doing a mundane task, we can automate that using this tool? Is there just more efficient ways of doing things now we've got all these tools and processes in place, drawn out and then optimized? Probably. So you can have a look and see how much time are we spending. If you weren't measuring it, yes. How much time are we spending on these things and how much time are we spending on them now? Put a pound or dollar value on that time, and then you can quickly see how much time and money you've saved in the last week or last year, or forecasted to save in the next year. But that's all to say that within these measurements you could also have different KPIs which now we can measure with these tools. So we can have a look and see how many tasks we complete per week if we're now using a better way to project manage our projects and tasks going through. We can now have a look at how quickly we're moving through an onboarding process because we've got that process nailed and defined. Is it taking us 1 week, 2 weeks? What's going on with those? So there's so many different KPIs we can take out of this, but the key to those is to measure and analyze them. So you can continue to grow, continue to get these stats better, set yourself a target and just continuously improve. That's it for this week of being able to improve your business through operations. Thanks for watching.